Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where you receive a message from the universe, the message that you need to hear most right now. So, my name is Anisha, and I basically help people to live an authentic and meaningful life. This is a little bit about me, and I would love to know about you, which part of the world you're joining us from, or is this your first time here? Feel free to drop in a hi in the comments to let me know that. Hello, Nakisha. Nakisha says Grand Rising. So happy to have you here, Nakisha. um, so until you guys say hi, let me share with you a quick overview of what we do here in case anyone is joining us for the very first time. Hello, Caitlin. Hello, hello. Caitlin says she is joining us from Hudson Valley, New York. Love visiting with you. Ah, I love the community and the people that, join this space. It just has become so much more to me as well. Okay, so what we're going to do here in this live is we're going to start with a meditation, which is going to be based upon the quote or that you see on Insight Timer homepage. So we are going to meditate upon that. We are going to feed that wisdom to our subconscious mind. And then once we are feeling more open, more centered, then we're going to move to phase two of this life, where we will spin the wheel of wisdom. And that wheel, or the universe, God, divine, whatever you feel is guiding you, will choose a book for us from that wheel. And then we will play a game where I ask you guys to pick a number and we will do a reading based on that from that book. So, this is a very quick overview of what we are going to do here. I will share more details when we get to each part. But for right now, I would love to know that are you guys ready for the meditation for the first part of this live? If you are, you can type ready in the comments. Okay, so Nakisha says, I'm here in Akron, Kentucky. Beautiful. Okay. And I love that how, you guys are like miles away across the ocean and we get to, spend our time together here. I'm really grateful to this platform for that. Um and Jay says, Good morning. Good morning, Jay. Welcome. Okay, Nakasha and Jay is ready, and I'm assuming everyone else is as well, or they are getting ready. Okay, Caitlin also says ready to get tuned in. Beautiful. Let me also drop in a message for those who will join us in the middle of the meditation so they know what is going on. Okay, done. So, before we begin, can you guys also confirm that are you guys hearing any background okay, just a minute. Yeah. Now, are you guys hearing any background sounds, any background noise from my end? Because there is a kind of festival going on, so there are like DJs and stuff playing out. So that's why I want to confirm, like, is my audio clear or are you hearing some noise in the background? Okay, Caitlin says sounds clear here. Ooh, fun. Nope, just you. Yeah, so like today in some parts of India, people fly kites. And yeah, so they play music and they fly kites and they have fun. Although it is raining today, so the plans are kind of ruined. Okay, Jay says sound is perfect, Anisha. Thank you, Jay, for the confirmation, and Caitlin as well. Thank you. Okay, so now we can begin. Begin by coming in a comfortable position. You can choose to sit, stand, or lie down, whatever your body needs right now. As you begin to settle in this position, if it feels safe, allow your eyes to close, or alternatively, you can look downwards to help limit any visual distractions and to arrive within. So, resting your awareness on the surface beneath you, noticing the points where your body is in contact with the ground beneath you. Allow your body to soften and sinking deeper and deeper into the ground beneath you. Your body is getting heavier and heavier, and your mind is becoming lighter. Notice your mind becoming more open and spacious, and simply resting here for the next few moments in a completely relaxed state. Work is love made visible. Work is love made visible. Kahil Gibran. This quote reminds us that work is not only about effort, outcomes, or achievement. At its deepest level, work is an an expression of who we are, what we value, what matters most to us. When we bring presence, intention, and sincerity into what we do, our work becomes a form of love for life, for others, and for ourselves. So, this quote is shifting the way in which we relate to work. Instead of seeing it as pressure or an obligation, it invites us to see work as a way in which we participate in life. When our inner state is rushed, resentful, or disconnected, work can feel heavy. But when our inner state is more open, playful, even the simple tasks can feel meaningful. So, the quality of our inner presence, in a way, shapes the quality of what we create. Which is why in this meditation we are going to shift our relationship to work and to bring the best of ourselves to what we do. So, in a moment from now, I am going to repeat certain statements. I'm going to share these statements to help shift your beliefs around work. And you, my dear one, are invited to repeat that statement as an affirmation, either in your mind or out loud. So, before we begin, bring to your mind something, a project at work, a daily chore, a creation that you're working on, or any way that you contribute. So bring to your mind any specific kind of work that makes you feel disconnected, pressured, obligated. So take a moment to choose that specific kind of work. And once you have chosen that, let us begin this practice. So allow these next few words to land deeper and deeper into the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. You are allowed to take this one step at a time. You are allowed to take this one step at a time. Feel free to repeat this to yourself in the form of an affirmation like, I am allowed to take this one step at a time. And hold that kind of work that you have chosen in your mind as you say these affirmations. You are allowed to move at a pace that feels kind to you. You are allowed to move at a pace that feels kind to you. And now repeat this as an affirmation. So I am allowed to move at a pace that feels comfortable or kind to me. You are allowed to work without sacrificing yourself. You are allowed to work without sacrificing yourself. And now repeat this to yourself. I choose to work without sacrificing myself. From now on, I will not repeat the third statement. You are welcome to modify the statements that I share in your own way and affirm your truth in the way that feels right for you. So let us move on to the next statement. Your work does not need to be perfect in order to be valuable. Your work does not need to be perfect to be valuable. And now repeat this as an I am statement. You are already doing your best. You are already doing your best. Your work can evolve with you. Your work can evolve with you. Your efforts are enough for today. Your efforts are enough for today. You are allowed to feel unsure and still keep going. You are allowed to feel unsure and still keep going. You are allowed to adjust as you learn. You are allowed adjust as you learn. You can begin from where you are. You can begin from where you are. You are not behind. You are on your own timeline. You are not behind. You are on your own timeline. You are allowed to do things in your own way. You are allowed to do things in your own way. What you offer matters. What you have to offer matters. The way you show up at work matters. The way you show up at work matters. You are beginning to find your own meaning in what you do. You are beginning to find meaning in what you do. You are already contributing more than you realize. You are contributing more than you realize. You did great. Know that work is how you express the love within you, the light within you. You are simply allowing this love and light to take form, to take the form of your work. So, whatever you choose to do next, know that or visualize that there is this love filling your heart, and this love begins to flow into your work, into what you are creating. So you can visualize when you sit down to do your work that this love from your heart is flowing down to your hands, and from your hands this love is flowing into your work, taking a beautiful form and impacting so many other people that you might never see, that you might never meet, but your love will touch their hearts. So, with that knowing, it's time to come back to your surroundings. So, bring your awareness to the sounds around you. Bringing small movement to your body, allowing it to move in whatever direction it wants to be moved. And now, as your body is waking up in your own time, when you feel ready, gently opening your eyes and connecting back to the space around you. Welcome back. So, my dear ones, if you guys feel called to share experience in the comments, you're welcome to do that. And if you don't feel like doing that, then that's perfectly all right. Oh, interesting. There are like 44 people joined, and there are 44 hearts, like gratitude, showing on my screen. Interesting. Love that. Good morning, Katie. Good morning. And I see a lot of other people have also joined us. So, a warm welcome to you. A warm welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a space where you receive the message that you need to hear most right now. So, in a moment, after reading the comments, we are going to move to phase two of this live, where we are going to spin the wheel of wisdom and through that, receive that piece of wisdom, the guidance, the support that we need at this moment in our life. Okay, so yeah, stay tuned until I go through the comments. Jay says that was lovely. Oh, I am so happy, Jay, that you had nice experience. Thank you for sharing that. Gabriel, namaste, Gabriel. Welcome. Nakasha says grounded and on the right path. Today's message is going to resonate strongly with everyone. Yeah, and especially the ones who actually like really feel love in their work, who love their work, and even those who don't, we can at least love what it provides us or why we are still doing that. There might be a reason. It can be money, but you know what that money brings or money itself, that can also be a reason to be grateful that I do have work. There are so many people who might not, you know, be working, be employed, and they need that, and I have that. No matter there are certain parts of it, even that I dislike, but there might be some part of it because of which you are going on. So cherishing that part and focusing on that part. So, okay, so now let us move on to phase two. So let me show you guys the wheel of wisdom. Give me a second. Yeah, here it is. So, my lovely, amazing people, this is our wheel of wisdom, and this wheel contains the name of 51 transformational books that I have came across in my own journey of healing and personal growth. So what we're going to do is we're going to first take a moment to bring to our awareness anything specific that we need guidance on. It can be a specific issue, a specific desire, or a specific situation, or something else, that you need guidance on or support for. And if you have nothing in specific, simply hold this beautiful wish that may everyone present in the space receive a message that is for the highest good. And with that, in your awareness, let us spin. Okay. So, for those who thought of a problem, we have the book, which is The Mindfulness Solution: Everyday Practices for Everyday Problems by Ronald D. Siegel. So, let me open the book and see what wants to come through. Okay. And yeah, I forgot to mention that for anyone who is joining for the very first time, if you guys missed the meditation that we did before on the quote that is on Insight Timer, then I will share towards the end where you can find that meditation. Okay. So, my lovely people, this is our book. And in a moment now, I am going to give you guys certain numbers between which I would like to choose a number and share in the comments. So give me a second to pick the numbers. Okay. Okay. So before I share the numbers, there is one thing that you guys don't need to rush in choosing a number. Instead, take your time, share the number in the comments. I will go through all your numbers and pick a number that I am feeling most called to, that my intuition chooses. So I invite you guys to pick a number between 109 to 336. Here you go. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Kristen. Ooh, thank you, Shem. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Nakisha. Thank you, Gina. Okay, Jay and Nakisha's number are pretty close. Thank you, V. Thank you, Wendy. And Anna and Wendy's number too. Okay. Thank you, Caitlin. Uh-huh. Okay, so that number is the same as Nakisha's. Hmm. Then in that case, we know what we're going to do. We're going to go with 248 since this number has been chosen by two people. So I'm assuming there is something that wants to come through since two people have aligned from perhaps the opposite sides of the world. Okay, let us see what is on page number 248. So I'm going to open that page and read the highlighted part because as I was reading these books, I highlighted the insightful paragraphs or transformative practices from these books. Okay. Interesting. So the reading that came up for us is paying attention in relationship. Paying attention in relationship. So, give me a second to find the start of it. Okay. So there is this exercise known as breathing together. So in this, the author says that begin by sitting facing one another. Okay, so face to face, we are sitting against each other. And we can close our eyes and do 10 to 15 minutes of concentration practice, meaning you can focus on any one object of meditation. For example, your breath, for example, the sensations in your hand, the sounds around you. So any object that will help us stabilize our attention and our energy as well. And then bring your attention to the sensations of your breath in your belly. So, that is the object that the author has chosen. That is the breath in our belly. So for few minutes, not 10 to 15 if you don't meditate for long, then for just 2 minutes, first focusing on your sense of on the sensations of breath in your belly. So notice how your belly rises with each inhalation and falls with each exhalation. So you can focus on that for a few while, and whenever your mind wanders, just bring your attention back to that, falling of rising and falling sensation. That in itself is very grounding. And then, as you're doing that, while you're facing the other person who is also doing this practice with you, you may notice some feelings of anxiety or apprehension doing this while facing another person. So, if that happens, then allow that feeling also to come and go within your awareness and return your attention back to your breath. So, if that kind of a feeling arises, you can acknowledge it and then come back to that again. And now, once you have developed a little bit of concentration by doing this practice for a certain while, then gently open your eyes. Allow your gaze to rest on one another's bellies. So, watch the breath of your partner as you also continue to notice the rising and falling sensations in your own body. So, focusing on your own, belly and focusing on the rising and falling of the belly of another person sitting in front of you. So, and if it feels like if it feels harder, then you can also just, if you're close to that person, if you know that person, you can place one hand on your belly and one hand on other person's belly. So placing your hand on belly, makes it easier to notice the rise and fall, or you can simply notice it with your eyes. So doing that for a little while, and perhaps your breathing will start to synchronize, or perhaps it won't. Either way, just try to remain aware of your own breathing and that of your partner for the next 5 minutes. Okay, and then there is the next phase, which is um, to raise our gaze from the belly and to silently look into the eyes of your partner. So don't try to communicate anything in particular. Just take in the experience of being with that other person and allow yourself to notice your breath in the background while you focus most of your attention on looking into your partner's eyes. If this starts to feel too uncomfortable, feel free to lower your gaze to your partner's belly again. You can shift back and forth between the belly and the eyes to adjust the intensity of this experience. And then there is the next phase of this practice, which is that once you have gazed into your partner's eyes for several minutes, begin to imagine what he or she or they were like as a young child. Imagine them having a mother and a father and growing up with other children. Imagine how he or she or they went through the same stages you did, going off to school, becoming a teenager, perhaps even leaving home, perhaps eventually leaving home. So be aware that your partner has had thousands of moments of joy and sorrow, fear and anger, longing and fulfillment, just like you. And then, so it can be a longer practice, but I guess we are towards the end. And then begin to imagine how your partner will look as he or she or they gets older. Be aware that just like you, your partner will be dealing with the next stages of the life cycle. He or she or they will probably have to wrestle with infirmity and old age. Imagine how this will be for him or her or them, both the pleasant and the unpleasant aspects. And finally, if it is not too triggering for you, then be aware that just like you, someday your partner will die. The molecules in his or her or their body will recycle back into the earth or atmosphere and be transformed into something else. And once you have imagined all of this, you have imagined your partner going through all the stages of the life cycle, bring your attention back to how he or she or them or they looks in the present. Then drop your gaze down to your partner's belly and breathe again together for a few minutes. Oh, what a beautiful and intense practice. Oh, how lovely would it be to do it with anyone, not just your partner, but a friend, a parent, a child, doing this with anyone. Uh, By the end, there was like chills going on in my body. Yeah, Shem, that was beautiful. Exactly. And good morning, Mary. Welcome, welcome. Mary says, darn, I missed it. No issues, Mary. You can go back to this recording and you can access this. Again, you can listen to this again. And I would recommend you. It was like such a powerful, beautiful, expansive, connecting practice. And especially since we talked about co regulation in our last live. So, doing this, observing your own belly and your partner's belly, like breathing together, is very co regulating. That is like that is how you can co regulate, with another person. Oh, I am so happy. Nakasha says I'm going to do this with my kids. Oh my goodness, that is going to be so beautiful. And yeah, and you can just pick one or two elements because this is a longer practice and they may or may not have the patience if they are smaller. So yeah, just pick one or two elements and practice it with them. And just visualizing this kind of brings like tears to my eyes. It is going to be beautiful. Mary says, I will, thank you. Okay, wonderful. You're welcome. So, and yeah, for those of you who do missed it, let me quickly share where you can find the recording because in case you're new to this, and also the meditation that we did. So, where you can find it is you can go to my profile on Insight Timer, which is Anisha Maheshwari. You can go to the About section there, and when you scroll down at the bottom, you will see this, and here you will find this whole live. Okay, so I hope that you do practice it. Okay, so yeah, the number that we chose was of Caitlin and yeah, and Nakisha. Okay, okay. So yeah, we have some comments from both. Caitlin says, wow, so as usual, message was synchronistic. I heard another message saying to get curious and more intimate with a loved one, to be interested and aim to get closer. It was a different practice suggested, but I hear you, Spirit. Oh, I'm glad that, you opened yourself up to receive whatever wants to come through to you in this moment, whatever is relevant to you, Caitlin. And I hope that you form that kind of connection with that person that, that you have in mind, Caitlin. Okay, guys, so let us move on to our second reading. Give me a second to hydrate myself. Okay. Okay. So let me open the wheel again. So, my dear ones, now again, if you have anything specific that you need guidance on, bring that to your mind. And if there is nothing specific, then simply hold this wish that may everyone present here receive some message that is for their highest good. Okay? As we spin the wheel. Okay, so the book that came up is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and It's All Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. So give me a second to open the book and choose some numbers to receive the message. So this is our book, and now give me a second to choose some numbers. And until then, if you guys loved the reading or if you found the meditation valuable, and if you guys would like to make a contribution to help keep these lives going or to help create more resources, I already have a lot of meditations. If you don't know, you can check them out on my profile. But yeah, if you would like to support me to do this work, you can make a small donation only if you feel called to. Otherwise, that's perfectly all right. Your presence is enough. Okay, so choosing some numbers for the game. Okay, so my lovely people, the numbers between which I invite you guys to choose are 15 to 116. So take your time to pick a number. Again, no rush. I will pick a number randomly, okay? Nakisha says, I like that. Don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah, me too. And especially the second part of it, that and it's all small stuff. Okay. So, yeah, share your numbers. Mhm. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Nakisha, Shem, Juliet, Mary. Anyone else who would like to share a number? Okay, then let's go through these numbers and pick one. Okay, so the number that I'm feeling most called to is 89, and the number has been chosen by Mary for all of us. Thank you, Mary. Okay, let's see what is on this page. What message wants to come up? Interesting. Okay, so an all rounded advice. The heading for this is be grateful when you are feeling good and be graceful when you're feeling bad. Again, be grateful when you're feeling good and be graceful when you're feeling bad. So the author says the happiest person on earth isn't always happy. In fact, the happiest people all have their fair share of low moods, problems, disappointments, and heartaches. Often, the difference between a person who is happy and someone who is unhappy isn't how often they get low or even how low they drop, but instead, it's what they do with their low moods. How do they relate to their changing feelings? Most people have it backwards. When they are feeling down, they roll up their sleeves and get to work. They take their low moods very seriously and try to figure out and analyze what's wrong. They try to force themselves out of their low state, which tends to compound the problem rather than solve it. When you observe peaceful, relaxed people, you find that when they are feeling good, they are very grateful. They understand that both positive and negative feelings come and go, and that there will come a time when they won't be feeling so good. So, and when they are feeling depressed, angry, or stressed out, They relate to their feelings with the same openness and wisdom rather than fighting their feelings and panic simply because they are feeling bad. They accept their feelings, knowing that this too shall pass, rather than stumbling and fighting against their negative feelings. They are graceful in their acceptance of them. This allows them to come gently and gracefully out of those negative feeling states into more positive states of mind. So, I especially love that line from this, which was that it's not about people who are happy and unhappy. The differentiation is not about that how many times that they have that low mood or how low, how down the spiral they go, how low do they feel when they are feeling low. But it is about how they relate to that experience, how they relate to those, unpleasant feelings, and knowing that both are a part of life. And when things are going good, instead of dreading that, there is danger around the corner, there is some kind of flip that is going to happen in their life, and the things that they're cherishing will go away. So instead of focusing on that if I'm too happy, I might be equally sad, and all those beliefs, they really cherish it. They let gratitude in. They are open to, all the pleasant feelings that are happening right now. And when the time turns, when unpleasant things happens, which will because it is a part of life, then they, welcome it with that same openness and they accept it. And that is how they are graceful with those low feelings. They accept them and they know that these too shall pass. Exactly, that is very, comforting in those times, that this too shall pass, which is a truth. And until that happens, we are not suppressing those feelings. We're not trying to fight our way, because what we do is we try to solve, we go into problem solving. When we are feeling low, we're like, how do I stop feeling this way? How do I get out of this? How do I solve this? How do I do this? And the thing is that the feelings, they they resides in our body. And sometimes what we do through this, through our mind, actually, creates more suffering compared to if we would have just stayed with our feelings in our body. Things would have unfolded more smoothly. And And before I go through the comments, in case you don't know how to accept your feelings, especially the difficult ones, and how to process them and how to do that with our body, how to feel our feelings and be with them, then I do have a resource for you guys which will walk you through that. Okay, give me a second to post that here. So I created this course, I guess few months ago, or I don't know when, but this is going to help you process whatever a situation is bringing up for you, all the unpleasant feelings, especially the final or the second last lesson in this particular course. Help is it like a guided practice to do that, to be with your feelings, to process them. And this course also involves, actively working with the situation. So you are doing the problem solving, but it is directed at the situation, not at your feelings. So this is how you are going to move forward. It is not just about being passive. Acceptance is, once you accept the feelings, it frees up more energy to invest in, working on on the situation itself, rather than, staying stuck in what is happening inside of you. So I hope that, if you need help regarding that, you will find that here. Okay, so let's see what are people saying about this paragraph. Nafisha says, good advice that I need to remember at times. Yeah, we all do. We all do. And yeah, it is like pretty complete, it encompasses both the aspects of life. Kathleen says it's reassuring to hear that everyone experiences all emotions and that this too shall pass. Yeah, especially for the first part. That's why I love when people share, and I have never stopped myself from sharing what I'm suffering from because, it helps other people see that they are not alone in their suffering, that there are all these, that everyone is kind of suffering or have suffered at some point in their life. So there isn't something wrong with them if they're suffering, but it is a part of being human. So that brings connection with everyone rather than isolation, that there is something wrong with me and it is just me who can figure out who is like this, and all of that. So I'm glad that you're feeling reassured, Kathleen. Mary says, this too shall pass. I picked this number because my mother passed this life at 89. She's sending me and us a beautiful message. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for coming in the space and helping us all out, Mary's mom. Thank you. May you rest in peace. Thank you, Mary, for choosing that beautiful number and giving us the opportunity to receive this beautiful message. Oh, okay. Her name is Harriet. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And Jennifer says, hello, Anisha and everyone. Hello, hello, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. I guess um you are joining. We are kind of ending the live. But if you would like, you can go through the recording of this live, and I hope that you will find something because the messages that came up today were like absolutely beautiful. They were heart touching. They were amazing. So, yeah, I would recommend you to check out the recording if you feel called. Okay, guys, I guess it is time to end this particular live. And I appreciate you for being here. And I hope that you guys received something of value. It can be clarity, guidance, support, feeling nice, whatever it is that you needed at this moment. I hope that you received that from the space. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. And also, if you guys are feeling called to support the space, you can do that by making a donation because every contribution that you guys make help me keep this going, help me show up day after day with the same love and care. And it also allows me to to devote the time and energy to creating more resources for people who need them. So, yeah, you're welcome, Jennifer. You're welcome. Okay, so yeah, and let me share where you can find the recording for this in case you're new. Um, so yeah, you can go to my profile, my teacher profile on Insight Timer, which is Anisha Maheshwari. You can go to the About section there, and when you scroll down at the bottom, you will see something like this, and here you will find all my offerings in one place, as well as you will also find the recording for this and some gifts and everything that I've created for you. So I hope that you will enjoy them and find them helpful. And if you are just looking for the summary of what the messages, then I also post them in my group on Insight Timer, which is Wonderful Beings. And you will find that group either you can search for it or you can go to the home section And when you scroll all the way down at the bottom, you will see this group. So there are like 116 beautiful humans in this group, and I would love to have you as well. So thank you so much for your lovely comments, for your shares, for your hearts, for your presence. I bow down to the divine within you all. May you be safe, healthy, happy, and free from suffering. And I hope to see each and every one of you in the next live, which is day after tomorrow. And it is at the same time. So you guys can find that by going to the event section on my profile. Okay. V says bye for now. Bye. Nakasha says thank you for such lovely readings. Much love and blessings. Thank you for being here and your blessings. You're welcome, Kathleen. Bye. Bye, everyone. Take care. See you day after tomorrow.